across the infinite expanse of the multiverse, where dimensions overlap like the pages of a forgotten book, a force stirred. Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds, rose from his dormant slumber inside the null space, awakened by a hunger so ancient, so consuming, it twisted the cosmic balance. His body, a titanic cathedral of celestial energy, shimmered with the hues of dying stars. With each breath, he echoed the memory of the universe that had come before, his essence tethered to the very fabric of existence. Galactus was not evil, he was necessity, a force older than evil itself. To sustain his existence, he fed on the life force of planets rich in energy. Countless civilizations had perished to satiate his hunger. Yet this time, Galactus felt something different, an anomaly in the cosmic rhythm. It was as if a thread had been plucked from another reality. A song, dissonant yet powerful, called out to him across the walls of the multiverse. And so Galactus gazed beyond the veil. With the power cosmic at his command, he reached across dimensions and opened a rift. What he saw on the other side stunned even a being of his magnitude. In Universe 7, far removed from the concerns of mortal fears, floated a god whose power rivaled the highest in his realm. Beerus, the god of destruction, reclined lazily on his floating platform beside his ever-loyal angelic attendant. Whis he was surrounded by soft purple light, a bowl of ramen in hand, slurping with satisfaction. Beerus wasn't one to concern himself with distant galaxies or existential philosophies. His purpose was balance, delivered through annihilation. When mortals grew arrogant, when worlds tipped the scale, it was his divine duty to erase them from existence. He did so not out of malice, but to maintain cosmic harmony. But lately, even Beerus had begun to feel it. A strange tension in the threads of reality, like someone pulling at the seams of his universe. Whis, ever the observant, had noted the ripples too. "My lord," Whis said one morning, "something or someone is probing our universe." From beyond, Beerus yawned and scratched his ear. "Another multiversal threat? Wake me when it comes closer." But the threat wasn't waiting. It was already approaching. The moment Galactus's energy signature bled into Universe 7, celestial alarms rang across the Kai realms. The Supreme Kai trembled. Even Xenosama, the all-powerful king of everything, raised a curious brow as he looked through time-space windows and saw the outline of a being too massive, too ancient to be ignored. Galactus did not come in peace. He came because he had sensed Universe 7's greatest energy sources, planets like Beerus' homeworld and the Kai planets, themselves teeming with divine life energy. His hunger demanded a feast, and this universe was a banquet waiting to be consumed. Galactus sent his herald first, an emissary born of silver flame and cosmic speed. But before the herald could reach a suitable planet, Beerus intervened. With a flick of his finger, the herald was stopped mid-flight, suspended in space like a puppet with cut strings. "Who dares to enter my realm without my permission?" Beerus said, rising from his throne of comets. The herald's eyes burned with starlight. "My master comes. He is Galactus, the ender of worlds, the cosmic balance." Beerus narrowed his eyes. "There's only one destroyer in this universe, and I don't share titles." And with a single burst of Hakai energy, he erased the herald from existence. The message was clear. Galactus did not take kindly to the destruction of his herald. He did not scream or rage. He merely stepped through the rift in time-space, his form dwarfing moons, his shadow covering galaxies. Planets wept in terror. Stars dimmed in reverence. Beerus watched, floating calmly in space. Whis stood beside him, hands behind his back, calm as ever. "Well, my lord, I believe he's come." Galactus' voice boomed like the collapse of a supernova. "You interfere with the balance, destroyer. I take what is owed." Beerus cracked his neck. "No one takes anything from my universe. You're trespassing, giant." Galactus's eyes narrowed. "Then I shall devour you as well." For the first time in eons, Whis looked up from his staff with curiosity. "My lord, this may be fun." Beerus grinned, his purple aura igniting like divine wildfire. "Indeed, let's see what this devourer tastes like." Word spread quickly across divine realms. The gods of destruction, the supreme cries, even Zeno himself turned their gaze toward the confrontation. Few beings in the cosmos could challenge a god of destruction. Even fewer could threaten the integrity of an entire universe. And yet here stood Galactus, a being beyond morality, beyond the laws of gods and mortals. Here stood Beerus, the enforcer of divine balance, the one who slumbered through centuries, yet held power enough to wipe universes with a flick. Two beings born of different realities, bound by destruction yet separated by intent. One devoured to survive, the other destroyed to maintain order. As they faced each other across the abyss of stars, the universe itself held its breath. Galaxies paused, time wavered. For the first time, the concept of balance trembled on a razor's edge. The storm was coming. The moment their energies collided, the cosmos screamed. Galactus raised his massive hand, and from it erupted a torrent of power. Cosmic, an energy blast large, enough to obliterate an entire star cluster. But Beerus didn't flinch. With a calm breath and a single swipe of his clawed hand, he carved through the beam, dispersing it into harmless cosmic dust. "Not bad," Beerus muttered, "but let's see if you can handle this." He vanished. To Galactus, it was like trying to track a spark in a supernova storm. Beerus reappeared behind the celestial giant and drove his fist into Galactus's shoulder. The force cracked planets light years away. Galactus staggered, a rarity. His armor glowed, absorbing the kinetic feedback. Galactus responded, summoning a gravitational storm. Planets twisted in space. Black holes bent toward him as he weaponized the very fabric of reality. Beerus was caught briefly in the pull, but then he let loose a growl, and his full godly aura flared to life. The purple blaze of Beerus's destruction energy expanded, devouring the gravitational storm. His eyes narrowed. "Your tricks won't save you." And then Beerus launched into a blur of attacks. Each strike was divine. His fists, legs, even his tail became weapons of apocalyptic precision. Galactus, despite his size, fought back with planetary strength. He summoned solar flares, cosmic beams, even miniature realities, hurling them like weapons. Space around them fractured into kaleidoscopic fragments. The Devourer had enough. "Behold the true power of Galactus." His voice echoed across realms. With a roar, Galactus expanded his form, no longer constrained by a single universe. He tapped into the raw code of existence, and his shape transformed into a being of pure energy, neither matter nor spirit. The stars bent toward him like moths to flame. He was the storm that ended civilizations. He slammed both hands together, creating a shockwave that shattered dimensional walls. Beerus was hit head-on, and for the first time in eons, the god of destruction bled. Beerus floated backward, eyes wide. He wiped the blood from his lip, then smirked. "Impressive. You've made me take this seriously." He reached for his neck and snapped it to the side. His aura exploded. Beerus's aura turned black and violet, the true Hakai energy. Not even gods were immune to it. He raised a single palm, aimed it at Galactus's chest, and uttered one word, Hakai. The energy surged forward, devastation incarnate. It wasn't an attack. It was an erasure. Galactus raised his arms to block it, reinforcing his form with layers of power cosmic. But the Hakai began burning through it, molecule by molecule. Galactus bellowed, his voice shaking entire dimensions. "You dare attempt to erase me? I am a constant." Beerus didn't reply. He rushed in, Hakai still active, and slammed into Galactus's chest, driving the energy deeper. Galactus screamed, his core began to dim. But just as Beerus thought victory was near, Galactus triggered a failsafe. He opened a pocket singularity inside himself. The void began sucking in Beerus, threatening to trap him in a timeless prison. Beerus growled, "You'll have to do better." Channeling his destructive energy into a condensed sphere, he hurled it into the singularity and detonated it. The explosion shattered the pocket dimension from within. Galactus staggered backward, energy leaking from his being. Galactus, desperate now, began absorbing nearby celestial bodies, stars, moons, dark energy pockets. His size tripled. He became an amalgamation of solar systems. "It will end you?" Beerus lowered his stance. His body gleamed with a golden-purple hue, his muscles humming with divine rage. "Time to show you what a real god can do." He placed 2 fingers to his forehead. A whisper of time-bending energy rippled. In a blink, Beerus teleported into Galactus's core and struck. The punch was so powerful, it collapsed the very space within Galactus's being. A black void cracked open in his chest. Galactus roared, thrashing wildly, trying to repair his form. But it was too late. Beerus emerged, energy scorched but victorious, raising his palm once more. Hakai. This time, Galactus couldn't resist. His body began to crumble, not destroyed in a fiery explosion, but erased from existence itself, atom by atom. His essence tried to cling to the multiverse, but the Hakai allowed no escape. Galactus let out one final rumble, neither rage nor regret, but acknowledgement and then silence.